The hate in my heart is boundless. It is boundless, it defies convention, it defies definition. It does not defy explanation, however, the explanation is clear. It is my shit-ass internet provider. I can't really get a better one, thanks to the fact that I live in the middle of goddamn nowhere. I will, however, be returning to the contractors that had the gall to charge me $2,000 to set up the internet in this house, and I'll be kicking them in the shins until they fucking cry. Because this is absolutely unacceptable. This was funny once. This was funny exactly one time. And the other 27 times this shit has happened, I am done with it. Ridiculously Average, thank you for the tier 1 Twitch sub. Welcome to the dog home, my friend. Paid him how much? Yeah, Hugo. So we had like normal internet in this house, right? We had the shit, you just get it straight from Comcast, pick up a modem, plug it in the fucking wall, hope for the best. We had that. Barely worked. It was terrible all the time. So what did we do instead? We contacted a local company, and they wired up the whole goddamn house. Wired the bitch up. Double wired up on a Tuesday afternoon. Charged just $2,000 for the pleasure. Said it's going to be great now. It's going to work very smoothly. You're going to be able to upload all kinds of illicit hentai to the internet. It'll be great. That was 2 months ago. And here we are, 8 weeks later, with the first 20 minutes of every stream being set aside for me to kick my modem in the back until it fucking works right. Hugo, I'll be real. I have no idea what they did. I am a chemical engineer and therefore know nothing about electricity. So we are going to, where's my phone? Okay. We're so fucking back. First of all, we're going to start from the top with Erasmus's deck. So this is Tibolt because none of my friends believed Tibolt the Fiend-Blooded could be good. Now, those of you who don't know what Oathbreaker is, you get a Planeswalker as your commander, and you get a signature spell, which is a instant or sorcery that lives in your command zone. You can cast it multiple times. It gets the commander tax as well. So Tibolt, 2 red, 2 loyalty, draw a card, discard at random, -4, deal damage equal to the number of cards in target player's hand to that player. 6, gain control of all creatures until end of turn. They gain haste until end of turn. I'm going to be real. I wouldn't believe you either. This card sucks. This man is mid. He dresses well. The signature spell for this deck is Gamble, by the way, which is it's a tutor that you get anything you want, and then you discard a card at hand. From what I know about Oathbreaker, this sounds horrible. Sounds based as hell indeed. That you make a good point, Kala. It does not sound good. Alright, so we have a Chroma Angel of Fury. Holy fuck. The can they get it rating on this deck is already going through the goddamn ceiling. We have Anger. This is good to have in your graveyard, so I get that. 6/1 with Trample and Haste. Real. Madness. Alright. This is one thing you don't want to discard. Oh, return a random instant or sorcery to your hand. Oh, okay. Hold on. I'm starting to get the picture. This is kind of the new hotness. For those of you who don't know, Oathbreaker is also 20 life. So, like, aggro punchy is way better than people think. I love how this is like vampires. Just out of goddamn nowhere. Fell in the third path. Okay, copy something in your graveyard. So this is like half I want to discard things, and also half I really liked the Twilight movies. And I'm yet to see. I've seen like one vampire that, like, Blood Mad Vampire, right? That works with the whole discard thing. The rest of it, Team Edward. The rest of it is just Team Edward out of nowhere. Okay, then we got another madness. Yeah, like, okay, I can see how we got here. I can see how we got here because you went to Scryfall and you typed in everything that has madness to capitalize on Tibolt's +1 and on Gamble's discard. And then you probably thought, oh, a bunch of these are vampires. I'll put some vampire synergies in the deck. Falcon Wrath Gorger gives all vampires madness. That's pretty good. And you have Gamble. Honestly, now you're cooking. I thought you had stuck a fork. I thought you had stuck a fork in the microwave. This cooks only because you can tutor for it. You can tutor for it like turn 3. I don't think you can ramp in this deck. No, you can't, because you only have colorless discounting and everything needs red pips. Yeah, since you can tutor for the thing that gives every vampire madness, you could go on the Great British Baking Show with this fucking thing. You're on Chopped. Now, I will say how bad did it feel anytime you've kicked yourself in the dick by tutoring for Falcon Wrath Gorger and then discarding him randomly? Because then that goes from completely tying the deck together to having the deck just immediately fall to pieces. It just goes entirely out the window. Well, not entirely. Like, it would still work. But it's such a good... This is such a good plan. Honestly, the most based use of Gamble I've seen in a minute. Because this is such a good plan until you have to discard him with 0 recursion in the mono red deck. She gorging on my falcon till I wrath. That's the joke for this one. Or she gorge on my falcon till I wrath. Well, yeah, but I feel like, listen, Erasmus, with respect, that is definitely a little bit of redundancy for Falcon Wrath Gorger. If in Oathbreaker, you're paying 3 mana to get this card for 1 turn to hope to cast something else for like 3 more mana, just because that is a good rate, it's still pretty, like, an Oathbreaker, that's a consolation prize, and it's definitely a participation trophy versus a good consolation prize. That said, this is beautiful. Falcon Wrath Gorger tying this all together is fucking phenomenal, and is so much cooler than every other Oathbreaker deck I've ever looked at. Oh, and you got Elixir of Immortality. That's pretty good. Yeah, I fuck with this. Oh, there's enchantments with madness? Yeah, okay. Listen, JJK had got me onto Team Jacob for Toto. I'm back on Team Edward just for this fucking deck. Yeah, good job. Let's move on. No primers. There are at least 2 infinite landfall combos in the deck. You may try to find them. Alright, known as Chuck. Alright, known as Chuck. I'm gonna open up the Discord. Gojo's a Team Edward, but Toto is fucking Teen Wolf. Hold on, let's talk about... This dude is supposed to be 18. You cannot convince me he is not a werewolf. You can't convince me this dude's not a werewolf. Not even a secret werewolf. I'm pretty sure we just haven't gotten to the reveal yet in fucking 10 episodes. Actually, Siren, okay. But that dude's a werewolf. Toto is that 24-year-old repeating senior year for the 6th time. Yo, true. I went to middle school with a kid who had the nickname Monster because he was allegedly 13, and he was bigger than I am now. Well, maybe not that big, but this alleged child, this alleged middle schooler, was like 6'1", 190, and he would dead leg people in the hallways, because that's what was happening in my middle school. And a dead leg is when you walk up behind somebody and you like knee them really hard in the glute and or hamstring so that their leg goes to sleep. And people would do it as a funny, and when Monster would do it, you would just fall down. Motherfuckers had to like crutch on their friends to get back to class in time. It was crazy. It was war out there. If you saw Monster out in those halls. Florentine, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Dog House. Let's get in to Orzhov Landfall with fucking Lurrus of the Dream Den. I am so upset. Alright, so Lurrus is a cockboy. What Lurrus does is you get to play anything with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard once a turn. And I see up first we have Walking Atlas to let you put an extra land onto the battlefield. We have Ramp. I want to be mad at all of this because I hate Ramp. But honestly, if you ramp in mono white, you kind of deserve it because you have to be playing with illiterate people. The Deep Gnome Terramancer, this card makes me so mad because it's the easiest it's the easiest fucking card to pay the tax for, and nobody ever will. It only gets you lands when other people use ramp spells or use their greedy ass fetch lands in Commander. It's not good. It's not good like land tax. Land tax people will have to straight up skip a land drop just to get it. Deep Gnome Terramancer, you just have to not play Cultivate. You just have to hold off on rampant growth for one fucking turn, and nobody will ever do it. Okay, so Amulet of Vigor, Elish Norn. Oh god, yeah, wait. Mono white can, well, not mono white, but Orzhov can kind of fucking cook with that ETB doubling. Okay, we're making birds. Fuck this card. This card's too good. This card shouldn't exist. This Felidar Retreat occupies a place that I'm going to designate as too good for casual. It's landfall, make a 2/2 white cat, or put a 1/1 counter on everything you control, and it gives everything vigilance. From a competitive standpoint, too slow. You're spending 4 mana just to set things up, and you're spending 4 mana just to get a little bit of damage on board, or you need to have a board already established. Not very good. In a Commander game where everybody spends the first fucking 50 minutes looking at each other and talking about how their day was, nobody treats Felidar Respect with the amount of concern that is necessary. Nobody's ever ready to fucking Stroke of Midnight or to fucking Generous Gift the Felidar Retreat, and then you get fucking landfalled all over. I fucking hate this card. Okay, landfall banner, sure. Untap stuff, sure. Trove Warden. Exile target permanent with mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard. When it dies, put all of those onto the battlefield. That's crazy. Okay, we got removal. That's fine. I'll accept some removal, of course. Is it an Orzhov list without the mandatory fucking Blood Artist? And then creature ETB. In the landfall deck? Well, I guess almost all of their landfall abilities are just making creatures. Oh yeah, sure, bro. I'm sure this is so this is so relevant to the game plan, right? We're so on theme here. Just give me give me that that good orcish bowmasters for my landfall synergy. It's it doesn't even work. Well, like, it works with Elish Norn, but it gives you just 2 pings instead of, it's a mass 2 do 2 damage instead of a mass 1 do 1 damage on ETB. Like, honestly, I understand why it's in here. You put it in every deck that has black, but I love the, like, Orzhov landfall list. By the way, pew pew, bitch. Okay, and then the totally normal aristocrats package. Shitload of lands. Stuff to sack your lands. I'm interested that they don't appear to have... okay, so you can exile your lands under... Because they have land sack, but I didn't see a way to recur lands. But Trove Warden, you can exile lands... You can exile graveyard lands under it, and then sack it to something. Tuscan Fury, goddamn, thank you for gifting the 10 tier 1 subs. Welcome to the super extra generous secret dog home. I appreciate that very much, my friend. No, Lura says permanent spell. And lands aren't spells. So you can't replay your lands with Luris. Okay, Lotho, yeah, that's just a good card. Then yeah, we got some sack outlets. Another Kenobi, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse. Okay, so here it says combos. So return permanent cards from the graveyard to the battlefield. Codex Shredder. How on earth is this part of a combo? I mean, maybe the 5 mana sack it, return card from the graveyard to the hand. If a permanent you control be put into a graveyard from the battlefield this turn, exile it instead, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. Oh, now we're fucked. Now with the land sack, we're totally fucked. As soon as you see the Jizz boat come out, return to the battlefield all permanent cards in your graveyard that were put there from the battlefield this turn. Oh, fuck. Okay, so it's all farred out stuff that was put into the graveyard this turn. So it's probably sack all your lands, like float mana from all of them, sack all your lands, and then do this. And then if you have Retreat to Hagra, I haven't found the infinites. I'm not particularly concerned with finding the infinites because it's bad enough. Like, if you have this motherfucker out and you sack 12 lands and you play and you have 12 landfall triggers happen, you murder everybody. Oh, and then of course, okay, they have Crucible of Worlds to replay it. Okay, normal sack. Sun Titan can get your lands back. Taco Master X1, Carusi, Milky Way, thank you very much for the Twitch follows. Welcome to the doghouse. And then we just have Wraths. And I think all of this is probably downright normal card draw. Brainstone. Yeah. Okay, they have a lot of things. They have a lot of things that you sack because they're hoping to recur a lot of stuff. What's Dark Confidant do? Reveal the top card of your library. Okay. Esper Sentinel, of course. We've got the casual Esper Sentinel Orcish Bowmasters package for every single Aristocrats deck that has ever existed. V-Gamer, thank you for the Prime sub. I appreciate those Bezos bucks. Welcome to the dog home. I have no idea what the combos are. I know this is fucking gross. This is... I don't even want to call this... Like, it's using landfall. It's using landfall, but this is an Orzhov Aristocrats deck that is just aristocrating. This is like... This is an Orzhov feudalism deck. Because they're aristocrats... But they're just land aristocrats instead of creatures. Normally, Orzhov is doing all of this with a ton of, like, just shitty little creatures that they sack for value, and this person has built a way to do it using land instead of people, which honestly a little more moral. Orzhov landed gentry. Yes, that one. This is for sure Orzhov feudalism, the deck. I kind of like it. I hate landfall as a mechanic. I think this deck at least, I hate landfall because playing lands was something you were always gonna do anyway. That's why I hate it. Like, it's a payoff. It's a payoff that you didn't deserve because you were gonna play those lands no matter what. This one looks like it almost has to work for it to start doing crazy shit. It can do it quickly, right? Like, it has a lot of good landfall effects, but you need a couple cards out before it starts doing those. Fucking God. Now I'm I don't know how to blame this on green. That's the worst part about this deck. I don't know how to make this green's fault. V-Gamer, 1 arrow left, and C Gentleman, thank you for the Prime subs. Welcome to the dog home, my friend. I appreciate those Bezos bucks. And Fun Tyrant, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the doghouse. I mean, it is landfall. That's why I want to blame it on green, but they don't have... Like, what makes landfall bullshit is typically ramp. There it is. Windswept Heath. There's a forest involved. Get him. There's a forest. I see it. Fuck you. Fuck you with your fucking green deck. Fuck you with your fucking green landfall deck. Dade, we're gonna publish the entire Google sheet later on. Fruit Loop Enema, Jesus. Thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse. Alright, next up we've got Default Titans List, which is John Arenus, designed to give your friends terrifying creatures that just so happen to have downsides. Barboy Ben, I appreciate you sending that list in. There is 0% chance we're going to have time to review that because we still have 49 other paid deck roasts to review. But I will carry it in my heart forever. Alright, so it's John Arenus' Shattered One, who, if you don't know who this is, I'm going to move myself in OBS because it seems like I don't want to install Top Decked. Yes, I'm sure. Okay, fuck this site. Nobody ever used this deck building site. First and foremost, I am officially anti-sponsoring the deck building site topdeck.com. So anyway, John Arenus, at the beginning of end step, you can give somebody one of your creatures. It gets 2 1/1 counters, and then it's goaded for the rest of the game, and cannot be sacrificed. So that means it attacks a bunch of people and attacks a bunch of people that aren't you. Fruit Loop Enema, I fuck with Moxfield. So let's see what you're going to be handing out. Oh, this site sucks. It is not who is. If you made this deck and you're in the submission, this is not your fault. You had no way of knowing it would be so shitty for OBS, but this is terrible. So there's an infect creature. There's a card draw creature. Whenever it attacks, okay, this is the first hot one. Whenever this attacks, you lose half your life. And whenever it deals combat damage, that person loses half their life. So it's a cool 40 damage spread across 2 people as soon as it fucking goes. What if they also made the site? Then they should feel bad. I have not played. Didn't I play against this deck on Decked Out? No, I've never played against this commander. But I love Goad. You can't win the game, your opponents can't lose. That's a classic Christmas present. This is one of the most classic Christmas presents Dimir has ever given. Can't be blocked. Whenever another creature ETBs, you lose a life. I feel like every Orzhov deck should be contractually obligated to put this in their fucking aristocrats decks. They should have to. They should have to do it. You picked These are such good. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent draws a card. Oh, and then Archfiend of Dross to make you lose the game. No, these are great. Default Titan, you don't have to apologize at all. Like I said, this looks perfectly fine for personal use. It just doesn't play nice with OBS, and that's not your fault. Okay, whenever this deals damage to a creature or opponent, it deals that much damage to you. You put stop hitting yourself in the fucking John Arenus God deck. Oh, this is fabulous. Honestly, this is... Okay, at the beginning of upkeep, force somebody to sacrifice something. At the beginning of upkeep, discard a card. Can't block or be blocked. Whenever anybody casts a spell, you lose a life. Fucking self-harm Spellslinger. Whenever anybody breathes, flick yourself softly on the tip of your penis. I love this. And then Runo Stormkirk, I'm assuming to just cheat somehow. This guy's never not cheating. Okay, then we've got a lot of copying going on. I'm presuming to copy all the worst shit. A Sower of Discord ETBs, choose 2. Whenever one player is dealt damage, the other one also loses that much life. Good God, I love this. Oh yeah, where's Phyrexian Obliterator? He's got to be in here. Lord of the Pit, Liege of the Pit, Priest of the Bloodright. Oh my God, Phyrexian Obliterator isn't in here. Phyrexian Negator? Where is that? Am I crazy? I gotta be crazy. Yeah, this is Lord of the Armpit. Honestly, this is phenomenal because most of the time, John Arenus decks, they put down too much shit that's like, you die instantly, fuck you. This is great to make the table bleed out slowly. Like, this is interactable. Everybody will hate this, and they should, but it's interactable. If I could get my fucking scroll wheel to work, just one day. Okay, then we got Brainstorm, Tutors. So lots of card draw. Okay, trade some creatures around. Feign Death. Wrong turn. What's wrong turn do? Target opponent gains control of target creature. So you just passing everybody's shit around. You're not giving stuff away. You're also volunteering. You're volunteering other people's shit. Tainted Strike. All right, fuck you. All right, fuck you. You didn't have to do this. You had a you had a theme. You had a plan. This is that fucking value Orcish Bowmasters, but for any deck that includes poison counters. This is just Tainted Strike is based? Okay, we all have brain damage in this stream. It's good. Tainted Strike is good in any pod with creature decks. Every time you play Tainted Strike, every time you subject somebody to your taint, you make it a little bit harder for the honest, hard-working poison counters players to get a good rap in the world. All right, we got a lot more card draw. Fucking value Bolus's Citadel. True. So true. No way to get 10 non-land permanents, by the way. We have 0 token generation. We have no token generation. We're not expecting to have many non-land permanents. This is just fucking, hey, this card is good and black. Normal guys under the name Samuel H. Yeah, Samuel, you're in here. There are honest, hardworking poison players. It's the goddamn toxic players. Okay? Toxic is reasonable. Oh, this is a fucked up curse. Can we... Okay. Mill until you hit a creature and then take their creature. So you can steal somebody's shit and then give it back to them goaded at the end of the turn. That's phenomenal. I love that ability. I'm gonna put this in every blue deck I own. This is going in Niv Mizzet, just because. Oh, Dissipation Field. All right, that's clever. I like those enchantments. Those are good lists. Yeah, this is... You have such a good... Oh, this is so mean. This is just... You really are Santa handing out coal. Like, normally, all the John Arenicus decks think they're so fucking slick because they hand out C4. This deck is actually handing out little bags of shit as the presents, and that's what Commander should be. I'm streaming until 7:30 today, Darebrained. What handle did you submit your deck list under? An hour and 45 minutes more. This deck is basically the Unabomber? No, that would require this deck to have a manifesto. This deck does not have a manifesto other than screaming, pooping in a box, and throwing it at you. Siren, I'm starting my stream at 5, same time tomorrow. Yeah, like Unabomber would require these to be explosive. This dude is mailing you anthrax. This dude is mailing you anthrax. Okay, let me... Alright, let me try to find you, Darebrained, because you're not showing up on the Google Sheet. Which Google form did you fill out? Did you fill out the one during the stream, or the one that I had put in the Discord prior to the stream? Laxbro 909090, thank you very much for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse. Okay, Brand, I'm gonna try to DM me the name that you sent in so that I can try to find you, because the handle Darebrained isn't pulling up in the Google Sheet that we have. All right. We're going to move on to who is up next. William. Prince Douchebag, you're up. I'm going to move this off. A storm deck that seeks to get its commander out, then win the next turn through commander ability, letting it get a new spell for each spell copied with storm, and gets you mana in case you run out. That sounds horrible. That sounds absolutely terrible. Okay. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a non-land card, you may cast it by paying 1 rather than paying its mana cost. If it's a land card, put it onto the battlefield. Fuck this forever. It's Simic landfall, except also the landfall doesn't matter because you're paying 1 for everything instead of using the lands. Like, at least if you're going to commit financial crime, at least spend the money that you stole. This is goddamn... You're robbing a bank. You're robbing a bank and then demanding that every store lets you use expired coupons to pay nothing. What's Triumph of the Hordes doing there? What's Craterhoof Behemoth doing here? What's Hullbreaker Horror doing here? This is literally just, hey, let me go to Scryfall. Let me go to Scryfall, get everything that costs $1 billion, and then pay $350 for it. Sure, discounting, card draw. Oh, yeah, recursion, because you need it. Because you need it. Why no Eldrazi? Because there's fucking... I guess there's a merciful god. Oh, but you can flash back all your instants and sorceries. So real of you to have 3 pieces of interaction in the deck. So real of you, bestie. They know they're the problem. They know they don't need to interact with anybody. They know the whole fucking table is there just trying... Desperately trying to stop them. Goddamn, any number of land cards from your hand to the battlefield? Fuck off. Fuck off. Only 36 lands. That's an awkwardly reasonable number of lands. Oh, there it is. There's the gun. We knew it was. We all knew it was coming. We all knew we were gonna get there. There's the gun. All right, only mystical tutor. God bless you. Storm bounce. I mean, the thing is, hit them with Imprisoned in the Moon doesn't exist because you can discard a card to return Jadzi to hand. So anytime they get targeted with anything, or anytime a stiff breeze goes onto the stack, this person is just discarding a card, bouncing their commander, and then paying the 8 to play it again next turn because they're going to have the goddamn 8. I've had to play against this card once in Brawl, and it was fucking ridiculous. It took, like, they eventually won. It took them forever, because the card is not that effective at winning shit, but you can never, ever, ever remove it. Because if you try to ever remove it, they're just like, oh, whoops, it's gone now. It's gone. You can't stop it. Spore Punch. Poison counters were not a mistake. Poison counters are good. A lot of the shit in Infect was a mistake. Oh my god, this deck is so fucked up. So they are trying to storm off, which is interesting. Oh, whenever you cast or copy. Okay, so as soon as they storm once, they're going to pay 1 for everything, further increasing their storm counts for the next time they storm. I love that they have a storm counterspell too. You can use Split Second to kill it. We'll see. Oh, activated abilities that aren't mana abilities? Yeah, you can use Split Second to get it, but how many removal spells have Split Second? Because this is a creature, so you still need Split Second to kill a creature. Josh, the deck roasts are closed for right now, but we are going to have another event like this in the future. Alright, and then there's a billion cantrips, which makes sense for how many. I want to say this is a little bit wasted in that they have an ability for incredible tax fraud, and they only have a couple things that they actually want to fraud out, and the rest is storm. But in the context of how much like discarding and hand farting they want to do, I think this does make sense. Unfortunately. I wish it fucking didn't. I wish it fucking didn't. Alright, dear Brand, thank you for stopping by. I hope your appointment goes well. Let's move on to... Oh god, it's Jam Donut. Jam Donut, the Lord of Pauper, has won our Doghouse's 60-card Pauper and Pauper Commander tournament, and you're playing Boros, presumably in an effort to trick me into thinking that this deck is fair, which it most certainly is not. And now that we're back to fucking morally upstanding Moxfield, we're gonna pull ourselves to the other side of the screen again, so that we can all admire Jam's deck the way it was meant to be admired, or in the resolution it was meant to be admired in. Alright, Hexproof from Monocolored. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, make a golem. Terrifying. Oh, look. Oh, look. Everything's multicolored. Oh, look. Oh, wait. No, sorry. Oh, sorry. The two board wipes, the two one-sided board wipes aren't multicolored. So fair of you. Yeah, this is looking like capital F fair Boros magic. Okay, invasion. Give +2/+0 vigilance. This is way too many planeswalkers. Jam, I'm going to be real with you. This is not a roast. This is an intervention. You need to play fewer planeswalkers. Except for Quintorius Canned. This guy's okay. The rest, you need to stop playing them. We got a fucking Ajani that doesn't untap things. Comet Stellar Pup. Actually, this guy's okay. He's a good boy. Comet Stellar Pup is crazy. I play this in Legacy. This is real as fuck. The terrible... Okay. Okay, Gem. You can just do better than this. You can just do better than this. 5 mana, potentially gain 4 life, it looks like. We were talking about that. We were talking about this in the Discord the other day. Huatli, this just isn't a good planeswalker. Creatures you control have first strike. Why is this Kawaii Nahiri? Why is this anime eyeballs Nahiri? You're just making tokens. You can do better than 5 mana, make a 3/3. Okay, and then card draw. Okay, some removal. A little bit of removal. Lord knows Boros doesn't have that. And then Empreg Storm. And Empreg Storm is always fair and balanced. Alright, make my shit indestructible. Let me look at your primer. What the fuck did you... You have Winota? Oh, you are dastardly. You are absolutely dastardly. This is a fucking this is a standard deck, bro. This is a goddamn standard Boros low to the ground deck. Who did you... Cause this screams to me, I'm not gonna win, but I'm gonna get to decide who loses. Because you're just playing Boros, get in, start punching, presumably fold like cheap laundry to the first board wipe that looks at you too closely. Boros problem causer. Yeah, I mean, you have a ton of ban, so I can see, like, if anybody lets you cook. If you played with, like, 3 Simic players, you're taking this game. You're taking this goddamn game. But otherwise, like, you're picking the one person that came to Commander Night because they wanted to play Minecraft creative mode, and you're just pulling out, like, a mallet, and when they go to shuffle their deck, you're just smashing their fucking hands. And then it gives the other 2 players time to look at you and be like, oh, we gotta deal with this shit. Oh, I love the just woefully overcosted multicolor spells. They're all good. Right? Aurelia the War Leader, if you resolve this and you have a bunch of golems on the field, this is phenomenal. But 6 mana in Boros, this is designed exclusively to catch a Simic player lacking, and I salute you for it. This card's also fucked up. Give every attacking thing double strike. Boros didn't need that. Boros needed a lot of things. It did not need that. Oh, and then Uncanny Valley Hobbit. I hate that. I hate that so much. Alright, tokens have double strike. It's also phenomenal how this deck doesn't give a shit about butts. Every banner effect I've seen is add power, don't add toughness, witness me. Okay, well, forget I said that with Balefire Liege. Oh, we're getting a lot of Smasher passes. Let's see, we have 3 to do. We have 3 to catch up on. Praesium, Dark End, and BS Cuts, thank you very much for the... Or Biscuits, thank you very much for the Twitch follows. Welcome to the Doghouse, my new friends. Yes, we have 3 to catch up on. And then there's Winota. Then there's the fucking value Winota. How many non-humans do you have? Oh, you're making golems. Oh, that's actually Pog. Okay, I thought this was the Orcish Bowmaster's Winota, but everything you cast is making you a non-human creature. So that actually, I give you express dispensation to include Winota in this fucked up list because you actually have a synergy for it. Yeah, that's actually, this is the first big brain Winota inclusion we've ever seen. And because most of it outside of a couple just like really good ones, most of this shit is humans. So that is actually a little bit of tech happened. A little bit of tech happened there. Maester Alex, let me look on the, you are in 9th position. There are 3 more decks and then yours. That's going to be about 20 to 30 minutes. So 20 to 30 minutes and then yours is going to be up. But God, if this isn't catch one player sleeping and then get third, I don't know what it is. Soul Ring's your only artifact. You need ramp. You need more ramp than this. You have so many pips. Where's Boros' Signet? Where the fuck is Boros' Signet? Where is land tax? Jam, you look at me in my eyes. How much? $15? I'll up. Listen, Jam. if you make top 8 of the Pioneer tournament, I will add $16 to your portion of the prize pool. But you have to spend it on land tax for this deck. All right, you gotta promise me that. I can't look at this. You have Day of the Doc. You have a fucking Doctor Who payoff, and you don't have land tax in this shit. Come on. Oh, you don't own this deck for reference, but you plan to build it. Okay. That makes sense. We just gotta be a little bit, we gotta be serious around here. True, land tax isn't multicolored, but they have another one that isn't. They've already got the 2 one-sided board wipes that's not multicolored. Hell, even honestly, replace Soul Ring. Like this deck is so pip heavy that straight up replace Soul Ring. Fuck it. Get Boros Signet. Drop this shitty ass, fucky ass Soul Ring. Cut Soul Ring, add World Fire. Based turf. Alright, next up we've got the Lab Wolf with Nivimiz. Nivimiz is my favorite casual commander. I don't know which Niv-Mizzet this is, but you're wrong. Yep. So fucking wrong. This is my favorite casual commander. Let's do the fucking smasher passes before we get in there. We have 4 to do. Oh, this is a tree. This is a book. I think broad spectrum, we're going to classify it as books are yes because they might have hentai inside. And so I'm not going to count this as one of the 4 because just in general, if it's a book, yes, because there might be sexy drawings in them. Tobias, I mean, we gotta. He's gotta shower first, but yeah, this is a sexy mustache pirate. I can't say no. Well, I could, but I won't. No, here I will say no. Oh, consent is important, and this is why. Look at him. He's eating a fucking otter. He's eating a goddamn otter. No part of this, not even the scalies, would go for this, I don't think. Divine favor. Yes, I know what I would like my favor to be. Please. Just a sniff. No, because I'm prejudiced against the disabled. That's a joke. That's so deeply unserious. I can't make out enough of his face, and I can't see his hands. And honestly, your partner's hands are way, way more important than most of us give them credit for. Like, we just can't see enough. And he doesn't have... Gloves does not mean you have soft hands. Gloves is not... Gloves equals BDSM? Oh, is this a known character? Oh, it's Geralt. Absolutely not. That dude literally stinks. And then Nightmare Void. Oh, hold on. She looks kind of bad. Yes to both. Have we... What's that? What's that movie? What's that movie? Right? Wood. Wood. Same thing. Same thing. I'm on that same thing, you guys. Okay? Tell me the difference. You can't, and we all would. All right, so let's get back to this surely phenomenally casual deck. I believe it's possible for it to be, but 5-color good stuff, it's really unlikely for it to be. Rainy Day, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. Maggots in her meow meow type shit. Mods, enroll Zephyr Eater in a 12-day program, please. Mods, impose a mandatory psychiatric hold on Zephyr Eater. Zeph, go sit in the corner and think about what you've done. Anyway, when Niv Mizzet enters the battlefield, reveal the top 10. For each color pair, you get a card that's that color pair. So kind of like General Ferrus Rockic, but instead of multicolored, you want stuff that's exactly 2. So we got Baleful Strix. Okay, draw a card. This is totally fine. A 1/1 flying Death Toucher, that's soft. We got a government employee. All right, we got a little landfall. Okay, we got a big dork. All right, we got Jam's deck inside this deck, like a fucking nesting doll of bullshit. Then Carthalion. So this mostly pays off. This mostly just pays off for Scry 1 because you have so few all colors. This is only really crazy if you cast your commander or cast Maelstrom Nexus. So I'm okay with that. Night of Autumn. This looks casual because you picked some real shitty things. And not shitty in the sense of like bad deck builder, just like shitty in the sense of like, yeah, this is... If you play this stuff with Niv Mizzet, I'm never going to accuse you of cheating because you've played this stuff. Rainy Day, thank you for the 1 gifted community sub. I appreciate your generosity, my friend. Gates? Okay, this better be basics. Hold on. If there's a Maze's End in here, you're about... Okay, there's not. We're good. We're good. We're good. Hello, Abyssal. Yeah, this is this is the kind of fair magic that gets you fucking murdered by Jam's deck. This is the type of fair 5-color magic that while you're desperately trying to resolve Chromatic Lantern or get your 3rd fucking tap land out, Jam is murdering you with fucking 4/4 golems. Okay, we got some counter spells. Real of you. Wouldn't be a Niv Mizzet deck without some counter spells. What's this land base looking like? Well, let's look at the pips. Very evenly spread. Wowza. Very, very evenly spread. Apprentice's Folly, Mirari's Wake. First spell you play each turn. This is some... Yeah, fuck, you're right. This is some fair magic. How did you spend $500 on fair magic? Do you... I hope to God you proxied this. Or at least use the cards somewhere else. $500 to get beaten to death by every Boros list with a fucking bone to pick. That shit is crazy. Oh, and then Timeless Lotus, that's real as hell. Yeah, this is fair 5-color Magic. Like, this looks on purpose fair. I think the $500 is entirely in real estate. They're invested, like Labels, you gotta be entirely in real estate. Yeah, because every land in here, except for the basics, most are like $10 to $20. This is literally just, I'm gonna spend $1 million to fix my land base to play some of the most okay 2-color cards ever. This looks like a fucking Cons of Tarkir draft, where you're just trying to pick up as much multicolor shit just to do it. Just to do it because you read it on draftsim.com. Kevdak, thank you for the follow. Phoenix the Mashed Potato, thank you for the follow. And the Prime sub, I appreciate those Bezos bucks. Welcome to the dog home. Alright, let's move on. But very nice deck, Lab Wolf. I would... Very respectable. Respectable in the sense that this is a good, honest, upstanding citizen. For a 5-color deck. Fabine. Alright, so based on furry shit is going on. Okay, it's a 1 billion mana. It's a 1 billion mana in Naya, which is immediately terrifying. So we're gonna get here about turn 3. Okay, we're making mana equivalent to creatures. That's fucked. Oh god. Alright, so hold on. At the beginning of combat, each player reveals the top card of their library. For each land, you make a creature token. And then all your creatures get +1/+1 until end of turn for each non-land card revealed. This way you all draw it. Oh, can the decks get it? That last deck can get it, yeah. Niv Mizzet can get it. The Boros deck, all the angels can get it. I'll try to go back to doing it for the other decks. Off the rip, I mean, this is furry bait. This is furry bait. This is also looks like furry bait. I know he's not, like, he's a satyr and not fully an animal. General Ferris Rokirik even pumps out sex robots every turn. Go to church. Go to church, okay? Alright, you know what? You know what, Jam? Go to church. I don't know what you're doing on Sunday talking about sex robots on my stream. Go to church. Alright, fucking... Well, first of all, where the hell is the Jetmir? There he is. Got it. Where's the Jetmir? Oh, and Krenko, too? God bless you. Who else is it? It's like Ginny Faye. Ginny Faye, Queen Alanal. Where's the usual suspects for token cheating? We got Oherthak. Then we got Mondrak. Where the hell is... Actually, where is your fucking Ginny Faye? You should have Ginny Faye in this fucking list. Oh, and then of course we have Sovereign. I mean, this is the... Like... Remember when Time did that fucking cover that was meant to be the, like, computer modeling of what the average person was gonna look like in 100 years as everybody's, like, melanin levels slowly homogenized? This Naya list is that for token bullshit. It's just every fucking generically good go wide thing. Except for Ginny Faye. We're still missing Ginny Faye. We're missing Queen Alanal for sure. What does Wood Elves do? Get Wood Elves the fuck out of this deck. What are we doing with a 3 mana ETB tapped land? Like, I realize it's a forest. There's better things we can be doing. There's much better things we can be doing. Oh, it's not tapped? There's still better things we can be doing. Oh, Herthok is in here. Oh, Herthok is in here. We have Thok. Oh, yeah, and no Halo Fountain? Why are we stopping short? We're almost all the way there. We got Beastmaster Ascension and we don't have Halo Fountain. There is Craterhoof. L list no Craterhoof. You sound crazy. You have both. We have both, all right? Both are going down. This is the Chat GPT I want to vomit on somebody list. I'm in Naya. I would like to create a million things. I would like to punch people 1 million times. I would love to see the live footage of you getting board wiped with this fucking deck. Is there any protection? Grand Crescendo. Is there any other protection? Is it just Grand Crescendo? Oh, this is phenomenal. Why do you have a board wipe? You don't need that shit. 400 on the list. It's probably in lands. It's probably in land. They got a fetch land. Where else is the money? Where's the money at? View options. Oh, did I not save that? Yeah, I didn't save that. Okay, hold on. Let's see where the money's at. Well, it's in Craterhoof for sure. We don't have Crackerhoof, which is terrifying. Which is just Craterhoof, but it's flying instead of trample. Parallel Lives. Parallel Lives, no doubling season. $1 million, $1 million in Mondrak stocks. Okay, it's actually one of the first lists where they're not hiding all of their fucking money in their banana stand. But this is still like... all these cards are worthwhile, but this is just so fucking terrible. This is another perfect example of green just gets babysat with all their goddamn mechanics, because there's a million things that do this like make a token thing that Fabine is gonna turn up to goddamn 11. I mean, all I can give you is at least you didn't pick Jetmir as the commander. Like this, at least we're gonna see a little flexibility with this deck as compared to every other Jetmir deck we've ever seen. Should have been Jenny Faye? Absolutely not. I'm very glad to see a Naya player that isn't one of the faceless furry masses. This is a furry mass with a face, but Jenny Faye should definitely be in this list. Like, I can't think of a single reason. I can't think of a single reason. And then your commander would have been able to get it. Your commander would have been able to get it, carrying around your actual commander in her left hand. But yeah, you have so many things that are making 1/1s or 0/1s. Oh, and she's 50 cents? Cut Wood Elves. Cut Wood Elves, go home. Cut Wood Elves tonight. And put in goddamn Jenny Faye. You got 37 lands? Cut a fucking land right now. Cut Kerkeep. You cut Kerkeep this instant and you put in Jenny Faye in this fucking deck. What are you doing? Explain me. Explain me why you need Kerkeep more than you need Jenny Faye, Jetmir's second, in a deck with Jetmir. Alright, we're going to move on to Paladin Lost's deck. The house wins about 25% of the time. We've got errors. Okay, ooh. I like Mr. House. That's a good start. That's a pretty strong start as a Mr. House lover. I mean, Kerkeep is okay. It's just, for everything else this deck is doing, we could do more. We could do more, brothers. All right, so first and foremost, I love Mr. House. I will be the first to admit This card can be giga unfair if you get some setups, and Mardu fucking deserves it. Mardu does not have a mid-range value engine worth a goddamn, and Mr. House is their first chance to maybe do it. Zachary Dahl, where do I donate? Hella money? Anywhere you like, Zachary. You can either join Patreon. My PayPal tip link, which I think I keep the most money from, is on my Twitch page, which is twitch.tv/Malltown. There's a tip section in my display. You can also, I think there's a super chat or something on YouTube that you can do. The way to put the most money directly into my pocket, or the pocket of my upcoming Pioneer tournament, if you would like to donate to the prize pool, is on my Twitch page, and I will share those links momentarily as well, because we use them for the subathon. Where on earth did I put it? I put it in announcements, because I'm a silly boy. But anyway, I fully expect this Mr. House list to be complete dog shit, and because of that, they deserve it. They absolutely deserve. Mardu absolutely deserves to have a giga dog shit deck list. So let's see how far they got. Food Clue Treasure. Okay, banking. Pretty fucking confident you're gonna be making treasures. Okay, I see why. I immediately question if you have any reason for this, or if you just thought dragons were cool. I am immediately questioning how this plays into your fucking strategy, other than you thinking dragons are cool. Jam, the videos aren't going to be emailed directly after stream, because there are I think 70 something that I need to cut up. I'm going to start cutting them after I finish roasting all of them, so you can expect that the videos will be sent out over time, over probably the next week and a half, as I highlight each 10-minute section, download it, find the person to send it to them. Yeah, we got copper, we got gold. Yeah, where's the big black dragon? Where's the big black bad dragon? That's my favorite one. I mean, maybe you're not doing graveyard shenanigans, but the thing is, this is very much a Bowmaster's card, where damn near any black deck can afford to put this fucker in, because it's from any graveyard. The only reason to not put this card into all of your black decks is if you play on spell table, and taking stuff from other people's decks or graveyard will lead to them punching you. Yes, goat Henzi card for sure. All right, Brazen Dwarf. Yeah, that's good. Good honest die rolling. D20. Good dragons. This motherfucker just likes dragons. I'm saying it. At this point, the motherfucker just likes dragons. Oh, I'm gonna take down the roast command, because we are super not accepting more roasts at this time. Oh, fuck off, Streamlabs. Sign me in, you bitch. Sign me in. Yeah, let's delete that command. Let's delete that command right now. Yeah, we got to go look for my boy Comet. The thing is, Comet rolls D6s, and we really want to be rolling shit where we're basically guaranteed to roll 6 or higher, but we should probably still have Comet. Oh, okay. I see we've got the fucking classics. I see we've got the fucking Chat GPT Mardu staples. We got Esper Sentinel. We got Dockside. Who else? Who else do we need? Oh, I can't. We got Smothering Tithe. Yep, there it is. No land tax, though? You're crazy. No land tax? You are outside of your goddamn mind. Oh, and we have Teferi's Protection. You're quickly... Listen, man. Listen, man. I'm trying to tell people that Mardu needs it. You are pushing the boundaries of that. Oh, and beseech the fucking mirror. You gotta help me. You want me to defend you to the people. You gotta help me help you. Beseech is based. You sound crazy. You sound crazy. I mean, the thing is, Spring King, the dice rolling for Mardu has to kind of become value bullshit, because all you're doing is you're making 3/3s and you're making treasures, which, to be honest, not that good. Or, oh, hey, you know what? I'll give you some points back. You're not beseeching into the One Ring, and you're not beseeching into Shieldred. So I'll give you some points back for that one. Then we got Will. Okay, we got a lot of D20s. I mean, this is for sure... This is for sure... Mardu good stuff. It's Mardu good stuff. And there's a little bit of dice cheating garnished on the top. And then I see you committed to the Fallout stuff. You kept the bad Fallout card. Mardu, more money, more problems is what this deck is. Yeah, I'm noticing a distinct lack. No, there's Hoarding Ogre. There he is. There's our boy. There's our boy. The man we love. What? Caesar's bad. Hold on. Hold on. Let's Spellbreaker, let's talk about this for a minute. Whenever you attack, you may sacrifice another creature. When you do, choose 2. Make 2 1/1s. Draw a card, lose 1 life. Deal damage equal to the number of tokens you control to target opponent. 4 mana in Mardu for that. That's great. That's great. Presuming you have been able to keep... Yeah, choose 2. It's great presuming you have other creatures to sacrifice. This is the most, like... 4 mana in Mardu is hard. You lose this man once. You lose this man once, you are never getting him back. Do you see the recursion in this deck? Because I don't see the recursion in this deck. This is a totally fine and useful thing until you get board wiped once. Everybody says sack the robots. Everybody says... I'd like to talk to you guys about this deck on the planet Earth. You guys appear to be wanting to talk about this deck from Candyland, where everything is good and wonderful, and nobody's interacted with our deck. The Simic player hasn't bounced us a million times. This deck should run Lich Knight's Conquest for sure. Alright, then we got Outpost Siege, Impact Tremors. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, this is a good value list. I'm just saying, like, of all the things in this deck, not all the things. I'm just saying, Caesar is on the weaker end of the shit that this deck has going on. He doesn't need to risk himself. I'm not talking about somebody killing him in blocks. Did you think I was talking about somebody killing him in fucking blocks? Spellbreaker, all that comment says to me is you are scared of Ishin. Be kind, Mauled. Caesar has a brain tumor. Yeah, his text box is built like it. You're scared of Ishin. You're not scared. You're not scared of Caesar. Almost every text box gets scary when you say double it. Every time Wizards of the Coast has missed on a card and made it a little bit too weak, they've never missed by so much that doubling something won't make it terrifying. All right, you double up anything. Okay, that's why the in and out double is so good. You double anything and it's fine. Let's move on to our next friend. Now we have Meister Alix. If you are around, I'm going to tag them as well because I know they were a little spectre gadget. Oh yeah, we got no hair either. Crazy. Okay, Croesus the Purger. Whenever you deal combat damage to a player, you may pay 3 mana. Then you get to play Go Fish with their fucking hand. Immediate respect. This is absolutely rude behavior. There's no synergy here other than fuck you. There's no synergy. There's nothing. You can't build around this. This is a 6/6 flyer in Grixis, so we're not ramping to this. It's flying, so it already has a little bit of evasion. This is perfect for punishing green. I can't blame this. Actually, honestly, they probably built this deck because of a green player. They built this deck because of a mono green player. I know it in my heart. And if you're mad about what this deck is going to do to you, you're really mad about green. Oh, Painter's Servant moment? Yeah, wait, do they have Painter's Servant? Please do not. Siren, hit me with a personal question. Also, Crotch Goblin, thank you for the Prime resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back to the Dog Home. Death Scythe HC and Panther, welcome to the Doghouse, my friends. Dade, you are 26th. We are on, I think, we are on the 9th deck. So you're going to be at the end of tonight or the beginning of tomorrow. Double Crocs, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Doghouse, my friend. Oh god, is it all hand rip? It's looking like it's all hand rip. Yep. Discard. Wow, Wizards of the Coast made a lot of combat damage discard, didn't they? God damn, they did. How fucking many of these effects are there? Does every creature... Oh no, this is specifically... Okay, so the core is 23 decks that all make you fucking discard. Some mustache twirling shit if I've ever seen it. Oh good, burn. Okay. Oh wait, no, this is combat damage only. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Hold on. This is combat damage only. Why do we have so much direct damage? This looks like somebody at their table. This looks like they've tricked somebody into believing direct damage triggers combat damage abilities. Because I cannot think of a reason they need so many deal 1 damage effects on cards that all say whenever this deals combat damage, do bad shit to them. Oh, okay. Abyssal Spectre just says damage. This says combat damage. This says combat damage. How many of these say damage and how many of these say combat damage? Or they frequently play against token players. Yeah, that's some Scute Swarm trauma too, if I've ever seen it. Yeah, combat damage. So it's looking like they have exactly one way to turn those 11 cards into discard. How about you just bring... What about Pestilence? Yeah. These 11 cards should be renamed what Scute Swarm does to a motherfucker. Like, spot removal's fine. They don't have board wipes, it doesn't look like. There's no way this is about tokens if they don't have board wipes and they don't have Pestilence. This screams to me an incredible misreading. An incredible misreading of the rules associated with combat damage. I mean, maybe they have... Maybe there's some secret tech. It's named Spectre Gadget. This is a Spectre deck. Get my Roaming Throne the fuck up in here. Also, if you're running a hand rip deck for your commander game, if you wanted to invite your friends out for a beer, just say that. Because this deck is about to be 4 people staring at each other angrily. You could have done Mahjong. You could have stood around in a parking lot, chain smoking and stepping on everybody's toes like once every 3 minutes. And you would probably be having a better time than whatever the fuck is going on here. But we need Roaming Throne. We need Roaming Throne. We need all 11 of these cards to eat shit. We have a couple payoffs for discard. Like, I saw a little life loss in there too, but mainly the only payoff for making them discard appears to be not having to deal with them texting you or confiding in you or smiling at you ever again. Like, this is straight up just, we're all gonna sit there, no elbows on the table, because we all have really good manners, and we're just gonna wait for time to pass. I mean, presumably, if you're getting that many combat damage triggers, you can eventually just win via flying damage. But good God. At least bring... Where's Tergrid? How are we this focused on making everybody discard cards and we don't want to, like... if we don't want to benefit from it? Like, all 11 of these cards need to be cut instantly and replaced with Tergrid, with Roaming Throne, with Ancient Brass Dragon, with like Rise of the Dark Realms, with all the shit that lets you steal stuff from other people's graveyards, so that we can actually benefit from all this hand rip, because then it actually goes pretty hard. Right now this almost goes hard. And then we have 11 things. And then we have 11 things that accomplish effectively nothing. Not really, Jimmy. Thank you for the follow. Troper, thank you for giving out the 1 community sub. I appreciate your generosity, my friend. Welcome to the super extra secret dog home. Yeah, Tiny Bones. Tiny Bones too. Where's my little bone? Where's my little bone? That's all I want to know. Alright, we're going to move on. We're going to move on to Young Hodor. I put this shit together on Moxfield in an hour last night. Alright, well, let's see it. What those tentacles do. $226, got it. Oh, it was a rules misunderstanding. Yeah, I would drop that. I would drop out, because there's 1 Spectre it works for. I would drop all 11, and I would put in... You drop all 11 of those, and then you put in shit that benefits from discard, and that deck will still go. I can definitely see... When you live in the world where those direct damage cards also cause hand rip, yeah, that deck is fucked up. That deck is fucked up and, like, impossible to beat. Alright, so we're on Breaches and Tevish Zot. I'm not reading all this. This is something sacrifice, and this is something Ragavan but expensive. So give creatures menace. This is a lot of fucking planeswalkers, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is probably too many planeswalkers if we're being honest with ourselves. We've got a lot of Obnixiluses. We've got a lot of Minotaurs. Ooh, the Bone Miser. In Justice Gaming, we're currently not accepting new decks for roasting, but there will be another event later on. Cryptborn Horror. Alright, so we're giving things menace. We're recurring a pirate. Mana and cards. Little life gain. Card discard. That's just removal. That's just removal and card draw hate. Generic black value. Token generation. What the fuck is happening here? Maybe the creatures will give us a thesis. Damage doubler. -1/-1 counters. Doubling life loss. Self discard. Stealing from other people's decks. More stealing. Red proliferation. More proliferation. Okay, we've got one make a big creature based on life loss. Card draw. This is the thing, is it's not all stealing. This is some stealing. And then it's this is random bullshit go. This is fucking drain. More proliferate. What are we proliferating? Is there an infect sub theme that I'm missing here? Turgid. Is Turgid just here for... Oh yeah, proliferating 9 planeswalkers. Okay. No, we don't get to say that like that's a legitimate fucking strategy with 9 planeswalkers in the deck. You have 9 planeswalkers and you have 3 things that add proliferation. Let's talk about fucking math for a moment. Do you want to know how many cards you need to have? How many cards you need to have? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if one of them is in the command zone. Do you know how many cards you need to have any reasonable amount of belief that you're going to see one of them? You need to have 10 or more. So if you have 3 cards, in your singleton deck whose only payoff is to enter the battlefield and then sacrifice it to proliferate 1 time, I triple dog dare you to look me in the fucking eyes and tell me that that's a strong fucking payoff. Like if we get to the Contagion Clasp, okay, -1/-1 counters, -1/-1 counters. We've got to get some infect in here. We've got to get some infect. Because we have Glistening Sphere, which is only good with poison counters. Like, it's one thing. We're doing a lot of fucking... I'm not saying proliferating doesn't add counters, alright? What's the core that has... Core Prowler. Oh, core has infect. Okay. Now I can fucking sleep at night. Now I can sleep at night. We've found the infect payoff. Alright, now I'm with you. Now I'm with you. We're giving the core menace. Sure. We're giving the core menace. We need Skittles in here. Jesus Christ, Nick. Jesus Christ. Thank you very much. 35 gifted community subs from Nick, please. God bless you. Where's this motherfuckers? Anyway, everybody, go follow that motherfucker on TikTok. He works hard. He's funny. We're going to be doing some shit together soon. Thank you very much, Nick. Welcome to the... sleep... What is it? We talked about it. Like, you're in dog heaven. You sleep in the house now. I sleep in the dog house. But overall, this deck is just crazy all over the place. This deck is insanely all over the place. Because we have Tergrid. We have Tergrid in here. What does Tevishzot do? Is Tevishzot forcing others sacrificing? Okay, it's this one. No, it's you may sacrifice. So it's you may sacrifice. Are we forcing anybody to sacrifice things? We have the adversary, which is making people discard a card. And then we have this person lives in the future. This person lives 100 years in the future, where Commander has a brand new rule set. Sheldon Menery's great-grandchild has made a brand new rule set for Commander, and up there, this deck makes sense. And until there, this deck was built in clusters of 5 to 10 cards that make perfect sense together and never fucking speak to the other clusters of 5 to 10 cards, because I'm seeing the threads of strategies that are giga bullshit, make everybody evil, or make everybody very mad. But overall, like, if you want to do Rakdos proliferate, you want to do Rakdos planeswalkers, like, it works, right? To saying I want to get Vraska to 9, alt it, give somebody poison counters, and then proliferate it. I'm saying, like, we have 15 cards in the fucking deck that work to that strategy. That's not enough. If you want your deck to do something, you need to have 30 to 40 cards in the deck that do the thing. Like, think about it from the perspective of how you think about lands. If you have less than 30 lands in a deck, anybody would tell you you're not going to see enough lands for your deck to function. And yet we have like 10 to 15 fucking things contributing to this deck strategy, and everybody's going like, no, that's the line you're going for. Yes, it's a line you're going for that you are never fucking reaching. We're going back to Jujutsu Kaisen. We're going back to asymptotes. This is a line you were always fucking looking for, right? And we're not getting there, my siblings. Okay, we're not getting there, but we could. You just need to focus it. You just need to pick like 2 things. You just got to pick 2 things. This deck has picked 5 ways it wants to fuck their friends over, and I love the vision. I'm begging you to pick 2 and do those 2 really well. Because we have 5 to 6 different things going on. Like, if we want to do if we want to do Rakdos Planeswalkers proliferate into a poison counter win, you got to get Angrass Marauders the fuck out of my face. Yesterday we need to. And then I can kind of see how they're like, okay, we're proliferating, so I'm going to do loyalty counters, and I'm also going to do -1/-1 counters for board control. You got to get Bloodletter of Aquazuz the fuck out of my face. If you want to do life loss and damage ping, you can keep him in. But overall, we got to be serious. We got to be serious, my brothers and sisters. Also, Nick, please, thank you again so much. He's now #1 in gifting community subs. Glenn the Bee and Crazy Coltrane, thank you for the follows. Welcome to the Doghouse. And Talamar, thank you for gifting a 1-month sub to Nick, please. You know he needs it. We're going to move on to 4000 with taking advantage. Okay, so this is a Minthara deck. It's going for power matters value. The better I do, the harder it is to remove her. I mean, I love Minthara, so I'm down. Lots of poverty fetch lands because Minthara just cares about a permanent leaving the game. Alright, alright. Naldis, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse. Exotech, let me check where you are. Exo, you're not going till Monday, maybe even Tuesday if we continue going so slowly on the roasts. Tazaldaya, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse. Yeah, whoa. Whoa. Corporate would like you to identify the differences in these two pictures because these are not the same bitch. These are not the same bitch at all. Yeah, Austin, again, I can see the hate in your heart, and I want you to foster that hate in your heart and bring it up, but it's too, like, honestly, sit down with the deck and look at, like, all the different things you're trying to do, because, like, damage, token generation, life loss, discard, proliferate, planeswalkers, those are all different things. Pick 2 of those and put everything into those 2 spots, and it will be so evil and so reliably evil. Whereas right now it looks unreliably evil to me. Yeah, this does look... We're looking a little bit like a miner here, and then in Baldur's Gate 3, it's like fucking pornography. Alright, so this is Ward X. X is experience counters. If a permanent leaves the battlefield, you get experience counters. Everything gets +1/+0 for each experience counter. I mean, I like big butts, and I can't lie, so I'm a little disappointed. Even though it's going to be bullshit for aristocrats, I'm a little bit disappointed that it's only +1/+0, but... Orzhov does deserve it. So this is the first deck where you should be legally obligated to have that card that says whenever a player casts a spell, you lose a life. Now they already said they had poverty fetches to guarantee that permanents leave the battlefield. Oh yeah, demo field, real. Evolving Wilds, Fabled Passage, so fucking true. And sacrifice stuff. Okay. Proliferate. Oh, we have experience counters. Alright. Fine. Fine. I'll allow it just this once. Oh, Cyber Draco, what, yeah, what rant did you want, bro? Worst keyword. Landfall is the worst. Landfall is the worst in the sense of if I could get rid of one keyword in this game, I would get rid of Landfall without question. I have never seen it lead to anything. Landfall's not a keyword. It's an ability word. Mods ban Spellbreaker. No, banding's fine. Banding just has... Alright, let's look through all these. Banding just gets a bad rap because banding is impossibly awkward to write down. But banding is intuitive if you actually play with it. Alright, let me look through all these. Oh lord, there's so many of these fucking things. Holy hell. Evoke, hideaway. God damn. I don't know half of these. You know what? I'm gonna say something a little controversial. If I can't get rid of landfall, I'll tell you what I'm getting rid of. I'm getting rid of hexproof. Fuck that keyword. Shroud is better than it. Ward is better than it. From a perspective of having the game be interesting for a single goddamn minute. The best wards ever. The things that should replace hexproof. If you have a card that they want to give hexproof to, they should give it like Sauron's ward. I have Scryfall open. I don't know why I'm doing this instead. But they should give it a ward that is merely more complicated than pay 2 additional mana. Ward seems super lame because the design team is so overworked that they don't have time to make creative ward costs, and they just have ward costs say, hey, by the way, removing this costs 2 additional mana. And that's boring as fuck. But having an actual thing you have to do. I think Saruman of the Many Colors also has a pretty interesting ward cost. Let's pull up this Esper piece of shit real quick. Yeah, discard an enchantment, instant, or sorcery card. That's like, having it be an actual hurdle is so much more interesting for removing a card. And then with Shroud, it's better because then you can't buff it. Like hexproof being, I have a no-no square against bad things, but I can still be affected by good things, is total dog shit. So Ward and Shroud are both way better versions of hexproof, and everything that has ever been printed into the game with hexproof stapled onto it has gotten it because it's a completely bullshit, unfun card. Ward discard a card is awesome. I love that. So I would get rid of hexproof. So many games just feel ruined because somebody resolves a hexproof creature and you're like, well, I don't have an effect that forces you to sacrifice a creature, and I don't have an effect that's a board wipe, and I guess the game sucks now. I have considered Epic, Gurnt, but the thing is, Epic is bad and doesn't ruin games to nearly the extent that hexproof does. Last Draken, thank you very much for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse. Personal question, Woohoo Maniac. If Gavin Verhey ever had the courage to print an unset that had Ward texture X that you missed them, or texture X you up, I would spend so much money on those magic cards. Woohoo Maniac, is your question do it jiggle? Yes, and a little bit too much right now. I'm kind of working on it. Z-News, hit me with your personal question. Code Cody can also redeem a personal question. I'm going to get back to this Minthara list. So, experience counters, we're going to beat people to death. I do love it when an Orzhov list actually wants to fucking fight instead of just stand there and wait. Blightbelly Rat, proliferate. Okay. From the beginning, I understand your proliferation because we've got experience counters. Sure, we've got some sacrifice. Make a bunch of tokens. Oh, death touch to everything. Alright, we got some sack outlets. We got some more sack outlets. Yeah, this looks like some very straight up and down Orzhov nonsense to me. Whenever one or more fairies you control... Are we about to hit a fucking surprise Maskwood Nexus in this deck? This can't be our only... Do we have Bitter Blossom? This can't be the fairy... This can't be our only fairy payoff. Yeah, Spellbreaker. Keep talking confidently. Keep talking so goddamn confidently. Alright, more proliferation. More proliferation. That's real. That makes sense. If you would put one or more counters on a creature or planeswalker you control or on yourself, put that many +1. Oh, wow. That works for experience counters. Bazel. Bazel really on top. Code Cody, I'm going to answer that after I finish this deck roast, so that when I send the person their video, it can be like somewhat tight. Alright, this is looking like very, very reasonable. Everything's on brand so far. I hate this motherfucker so much. I hate this son of a bitch so much. I have played one fucking historic brawl game against him, and he has made me shit my pants every fucking turn of the game. So it makes a million toxic things. That's what makes it worse, Cody. It's worse when you get hoed by a fair card, because you know it's your fault, and you know it shouldn't have happened, and it still did, and it makes you feel so terrible. Yeah, it stops the damage. It stops the damage, and then they just get fucking 7 poison counters. This seems like a backup to get poison counters on if they're having trouble getting damage through, and you're already bringing so much proliferate. Like, why not bring a little bit more? Sack a creature. I would say they actually look a little bit low on... Never mind, they have Skull Clamp. I was gonna say they look low on ways to sacrifice things. Fucking cap. Plumb the Forbidden. Oh yeah, more sack. Make some tokens. I loved the fucking random D20. Random D20 card just to stay on brand with the Baldur's Gate 3 stuff. Then $269. Okay. With the land base. I mean, this is a budget land base though. For the most part. Where's his money at? Yoggy Doggy. Yeah, he's worth a lot. That makes sense. And Adeline is $13 fucking dollars? That's crazy. This has to be... Oh, more proliferate. I mean, honestly... This is just a good old-fashioned deck. I love the ward on this bitch. The ward being tied to how successful you have been with everything you have done. This is what should exist instead of hexproof. Because eventually this becomes hexproof because you have performed so well over the course of the game. Eventually you have hexproof because you have ward 10, because you did good, because you protected Vraska for like 18 fucking turns, because you recurred Blightbelly Rat with your lack of recursion over and over and over. Like you did something. Yeah, you're fighting for your hexproof in this deck. So 10 out of 10 can get it. This is what I like to see from a fucking commander deck. It's an Orzhov deck. There's not a single fucking hint of green behavior in this deck because it has some go wide stuff, but it's all offense. It's no pillow fort defense bullshit. Green loves assembling an army of 10/10s to stand there and watch you and wait until they draw a Crater Hoof. This deck has to be about the fucking action. This deck has to be about the goddamn action because they need to earn their experience counters, and they don't have big butts, so they still die to fucking end the festivities. And that's a fair token deck. If I can counter your entire game plan with 1 red mana, you have a fair deck. Guaranteed. You have a fair deck. So I fuck with this. Look at Carrion and Thunderhulk. Hold on. Carrion and Thunderhulk what? Durflash, you can no longer submit for roasting because we are super behind on... everything. It's like half and half. Some green players are warriors. Some of you are warriors and I respect you, and some of... It's really the Simic players. The Simic players are who I'm thinking of when I talk about shit like this. Like, it's the Simic players who just want to just kind of stand there. Oh, threefold Thunderhulk. Enter with counters. Oh, God. That makes you so many things to sacrifice. And then, what was it? Carry on something? Carry on. Okay. Oh, God. Hold on. Is this your end step? Yeah, okay, it's your end step. I was about to say that you broke this shit wide open if it was every end step. This is honestly still fair because it's your end step. This is like, to get it up, you need like 4 rounds around the table with reasonable ward cost. You earned it. You know, you get this, you earn this. Anybody who's mad about it can hold their fucking L. Okay, so let's do the personal questions now before we move on to the next deck. The, scroll back up. Personal question: if Jadzi reached out, would you become a collaborator if it meant changing your style? Personal question: what keyword that's barely in the game should get more cards? And let me make sure there's no other personal questions I missed. Says you from Code Cody, and that's Xenu. So I'll do Xenu's first since they asked first. Bye, Wolf Energy. Thank you for the follow and thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome to the dog home. I appreciate those Bezos bucks. Coke is mid and Orchard. Thank you for the Twitch follows. Welcome to the doghouse, my new friends. Okay, so keyword that's barely in the game that we need more of. Bro, it's banding. It's banding. It makes sense when you play with it more. It's bad. It's bad and not usable because nobody's forced to use it. If they dropped a set where the only fucking keyword was banding, the entire world would learn real quick. They would figure it the fuck out. Okay, like that's how you learn anything. You need immersion. It's like learning a language. Yeah, and they haven't brought it back, Xenus. It doesn't have plenty of cards because it doesn't exist in the zeitgeist. Demonstrate, I would also accept. I think Demonstrate is pretty interesting. It's the one where you can copy it if you let an opponent copy it. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, banning isn't complicated. It's a mix of TCG players not being able to read and banding being something that is incredibly awkward to write down. It's a very easy thing. It's a very easy thing to demonstrate. It's a very difficult thing to write down. And I said ninjutsu last night, ninjutsu has a lot of cards. Ninjutsu is the keyword I most want to see them go back to next. Banding, demonstrate, these are the type of keywords I'd like to see more of that don't get anything. Like, ninjutsu gets stuff. I just want to see better stuff for it because I love it so much. But I would be absolutely capping if I tried to pretend that that ninjutsu didn't have a fair number of cards. And then, so if next personal question, if Jadzi reached out to me and wanted me to become a collaborator, but it would require me to change my style. How would I feel about that? And I think it depends on talking about sponsoring me as a person versus sponsoring me as a versus sponsoring a piece of content. So right now, my rate, or well, I don't really have a rate for them, because I've worked with WotC before. The MTG Arena team on TikTok likes me. And when I've worked with them previously, or well, they used to like me. And when I've worked with them previously, right, like there's this Rusko deck, they've had me do roasts specifically for MTG Arena to help them. And they told me, like, they imposed, you know, I don't remember how much of it was an imposition and how much of it was just like I wanted to be a good boy. But there's a little bit of style change when I do videos for corporate nonsense, basically. And so if they reach out to me about a video, for the right price, I'll absolutely change my style for a one-off piece of content. It's different for something like, let's say, the Ambassador program, where it's a title that is going on me and I'm carrying around with me everywhere like a little piece of baggage. For a one-off piece of content, like, listen guys, sometimes rent is fucking due. Okay, TikTok funny trend about rent being due aside, like, sometimes I'm trying to do this as my full-time job so I can make better stuff that I care about and think is artistic, but on the path to doing so, I have a goddamn mortgage, and I would much rather do, let's say, one video a month where I had to tell you guys, hey, they paid me $4,000 for this. Nobody's paying me that. I haven't even tried to ask for that much money yet, actually. But I would much rather tell you guys, hey, they paid me $4,000. They took care of, you know, they paid for all of my living expenses for the month. That means I can spend the rest of the month making 40 videos that are going to make you guys laugh and smile. Versus, I have to work a day job. I only have time to make 20 videos a month, but you're not going to see any shill videos. I would much rather give you 39 good videos and one shill one versus 20 good ones. Because in the world where I shill, you get 19 more good videos. And then it's just a balance of how much am I shilling versus how much am I making legitimately good things. And I'm trying very hard to keep that balance far on the side of good, entertaining things that you care about and enjoy watching. Peleus of Thorns, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Dog House, and hit me with that personal question. And Zuxfer, thank you for resubbing with a Prime sub. Welcome back to the Dog Home. I appreciate those Bezos bucks. Oh no, it didn't come off as a gotcha. I just want to explain completely and fully anytime that I talk about it. WotC approaches me to host an MTG TV show for $10K a month. I immediately do it. 10K a month, I don't have to do anything else. Right? 10K a month, I can spend 100% of my... Well, it depends on how much work the TV show is. Oh, Siren, can you remind me what that rant is for? And then I'll do it right after that. Yeah, if they give me 10K a month, then I can spend every ounce of my free time doing Wayne's Discount Bonporium. I can spend it doing, like, writing Kevin skits. I can spend it making deck videos for y'all. I can do, like, Baldur's Gate skits. I can do more Commander roasts. And so, yeah, they approached me. 10 grand a month. I mean, they have not said no crudeness. They don't want their videos to get taken down for profanity. But I think in this video, I talk about Rusko being like spooning somebody's eyeballs out with a spork. So it definitely wasn't, or I talk about like waiting for old age to kill you and like hating the game. So they're definitely not telling me no crudeness. But I changed my style a little bit for sure. Or like I did fucking Hot Pockets videos. Please. That was some of the most soulless things ever published. I needed to make rent, right? So that's kind of the spot that I'm in with changing my style. It would be a very big deal for an ongoing sponsorship. I don't think it's a very big deal for one-off things when the product isn't too fucking stupid. And I can be at least a little bit honest about it. Loco Denzen, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Doghouse. So let's do Polukranos Reborn. Now, I want to be very clear. In general, I don't do commander roasts as rants. I'm going to specifically talk about it in the context of casting Hydras for 0 instead of big things. So you're trying to spend 3 and then 7 to get to a position in which you can make 2 different Hydras. Yeah, okay. No, I see where you're going with this. How many fucking Hydras can this be? How many goddamn Hydras are you about to hit us with? Okay, so that enters with... That's 1. So really this is... I'm going to do a whole lot of setup so that I can pay 1 mana, get 6 power on board. So I can pay 1 mana for 2 3/3s over and over and over. That makes me laugh. I want to be so mad at that. But it makes me fucking laugh. Like, because one of the things that makes Hydra decks so fucking annoying is they immediately become impervious to sweepers because you just make X equal so much that nothing can kill them except a hard board wipe. And then they also become impervious to like damage-based removal. And this isn't. This is just, if you're gonna pay two separate times, 3 mana and then 7 mana, to start mana cheating your Hydras when the Simic players are doing it for 0 mana up front. Yeah. No, that makes me laugh. I'm gonna be mad when I die to fucking 18 3/3 Hydras, but that makes me laugh. Dynamo Flame, thank you for the follow. Zixfer and Zolaria, you both have rants. Please let me know what what subjects you would like. Yeah, I'll be mad, but like that's a much more earned Hydra thing than I normally see from Hydras. Troper, I'm not sure. It's something I'm trying. It's something I'm not dedicating a lot of brain power to until I get all of the deck roasts that were already ordered done, because I very much want to fulfill those in a reasonable span of time. So that said, Zolaria, Zixfer, post your rant topics. We're going to try to get one more deck roast tonight before we hit 7:30. So we're going to do Nebnakud, my first deck, and the one that feels the most terrible to play. It does nothing at all until Locust God comes out, and then hopefully it wins in 1 to 2 turns. It kind of sits in a weird spot where it's too mean for casual and not good enough for high power. Nebnaknud. Alright, they're not in chat, so this will be for the video. Nebnaknud It may make you feel better to learn that you are not alone, because the exact same thing happened to me when I built my very first Niv Mizzet deck that I loved playing in casual, but I played it less and less in casual the more Magic I play, because it sits in that same spot. And the mistake wasn't playing Izzet. That was a good and morally upstanding thing you did. The mistake is playing a member of the Izzet Justice League. All right, and the Izzet Justice League, this is a random, but who cares? The Izzet Justice League is Niv Mizzet Perrin. It is Arjun the Shifting Flame. It is the Locust God. And it is one more 6-mana commander that I can't remember the name of. But the Izzet Justice League is there to cost 6 mana, have decks that need to be entirely dedicated to synergizing with their effects. Thank you, Spellbreaker. It's Melik. Melik is the last member of the Izzet Justice League. So there's 6-mana commanders in colors that have no ramp. Yeah, sure, we'll put in Magnus. Magnus the Red is the green arrow of the Izzet Justice League. Not Ovika. Ovika just costs a lot. The Izzet Justice League is specifically, they're very expensive in colors that have no ramp. Everything in the deck should coordinate with the commander ability. And the decks generally do nothing to get power on board until you have the commander out, and then as soon as you have the commander out, they just fucking wreck shop. So that's not your fault. That is the fault of the commander you built, and I understand why you wanted to build him, because I fucking love Izzet card touching, and it looks like you do too. So let's try to identify where you've gone wrong in making this feel so terrible to play against. I mean, Ovika is also, when this comes down, you're fucked. But you can build a deck that functions without Ovika and is still good. When I talk about the Izzet Justice League, I'm talking about things where like almost all of the deck's power needs to be based around, or should be based around, capitalizing on what your commander's doing. In Ovika, you can get a shitload of power capitalizing on what she's doing. You can absolutely build an Izzet big mana deck that does not need to resolve Ovika to still win a game. So that's what like. Ovika is just a very expensive and highly explosive Izzet deck. That's not Justice League. Justice League is specifically, I need to build this deck to capitalize on my commander. My deck fails to put a meaningful amount of damage on board until my commander comes down, and then once my commander comes down, it becomes incredibly good at winning the game in a turn or two. So we've got Consecrated Sphinx for shitloads of card draw. Got some copying. No maximum hand size whenever a creature token you control. Oh yeah, with Locust God, that's disgusting. Mind Moil, sure. Just everything that makes you draw a billion. Oh god, Rhystic Study and Mystic Remora. Yeah, no wonder this is in a weird place. The weird place is hell. God. And the puzzle box. And the fucking puzzle box. Okay, you know what? Actually, my friend Nebna, I can fix this deck for you. Cut everything that costs more than $4. Cut everything that costs more than $4. This deck is playable in a casual pod tomorrow. As we look at other synergy pieces, yeah, additional combats on Locust God. Like, this deck is strong as fuck. No wonder you can't. It just doesn't have what in the Rizzler? What in the god? This is some crazy fucking Riz happening. Yeah, this is 100% why your deck is in a weird spot, because it wants to win by damage, which is pretty categorically casual. And then you have all of these like amazingly good and pretty expensive synergy pieces in it. So if you want to play this, like if you want to play this at higher power, you just need more. You just need more fucking combos. Like you need more combos to draw your whole deck. And if you want to play this at lower power, you just need to act your fucking wage and build a like $100 deck. Like just straight up gut all of this bullshit that costs like $9 or $10 because it's too good. It's too good. When Izzet gets that stuff, we don't deserve it. Like you can keep Bident of Thassa for when you make a bunch of fucking little locusts. You can't keep Consecrated Sphinx. That's too good for us, right? That's way too good for us. We haven't earned that. You can't keep Rhystic Study. We haven't earned that. We've earned none of this bullshit. You can keep Silver Myrrh, though. You can keep Silver Mirror. So yeah, this is very high power, casual, but assuredly short of CEDH because you're not making infinite mana or anything, and you're really just kind of waiting to resolve. This whole deck is play Locust God, resolve one of my hilariously expensive synergy pieces, and then immediately win the game. Because I just draw so many cards that nobody can do shit to me. So you would have a much better time if you built this deck as a broke person, or just made it way better. Now, for your first go as a deck builder, I mean, this is prodigy levels of making people hate you. You've cut a really good line between helping your own deck and making sure that everybody else just fucking screams as soon as your synergy pieces come out because they fucking murder you. Luke, I know infinite mana isn't the main way you win in CEDH. I'm saying for this deck, infinite mana. Like, for this deck, you would probably look for infinite mana into infinite draw into win off Lab Maniac, because Locust God has an outlet for infinite mana to win the game, because he can draw and discard with 4 mana. Because, yeah, this is fucked up. Curiosity, good pickup. Coastal Piracy, good pickup, right? Like, this is... Who's that chess player? There can't be this many. Bobby Fischer. No, Magnus Carlsen is just the new hotness. You are the Bobby Fischer of pissing people off with card draw. You should be proud of this, and you should immediately dismantle it and make a version that can actually be brought to a single fucking table you would like to play at. Edgar, thank you very much for the kind words. Deck and I've done roasts on both Jetmir and Atla Polani. Both of those are available on my page. Vox, we only got through 12 tonight. We were waylaid by both technical difficulties and then a number of personal questions and other rant requests. So I'll probably do... I'm going to do a much longer stream than planned tomorrow night. And we're just going to keep chugging on these till they all get done. And then I'm going to cut them up and I'm going to email out them to everybody. And everybody's getting their fucking roast. And they're getting it in their goddamn email inbox. And we're all going to be happy. I promise you that. Also, Dynamo Flame, thank you for the Prime sub. If I missed that. Talamar, yeah, 39 to go. 39 to go. No, Cody, it's okay. I enjoy answering them, which is why they're inexpensive. This is the consequences of my own poor planning. Yeah, Siren, let me... Siren, you are number 37, so there's 24 before you. I would estimate that you're going to be done late tomorrow night. So around like 7 to 8 p.m. tomorrow, I would guess, is when we're going to be getting to your list. Nika Odix, let me check where you're at. Nika Odix, you are deck number 14. So you are going to be the second deck we do tomorrow. So I would be here like right at 5 p.m. Dade, you are there's about 15 in front of you. Yeah, everybody wants to know where the fuck they're at. Paladin, we did your deck a little earlier this stream. Yeah, V-Gamer, what do you want to know about the deck? Sergeant Hamilton? Hamilton, I can't find your name in the Google sheet. Did you submit a handle that's different than Sergeant Hamilton? Yeah, I am gonna release the sheet. Hold on. I don't want to dox motherfuckers. So I would just raw post the spreadsheet, but I don't want to. Some people put like their real life names on here. Right, again, but if I snip your name, if I snip your name, then I need to somehow redact it. All right, so let's get to, I see Oradrak had a personal question. I see you saying I missed it. What's my favorite Pauper Commander? I don't play Pauper Commander enough to have a hard favorite. I've played it once, and I played this guy, and I would love to play him again. He's very, very fun. I love sacrificing things. I love doing damage. I love punching people in the fucking mouth. Okay, so that said, Mac and Cheese, you are deck number 17. There are 5 in front of you, so probably at the end of the first hour, like 5:30 to 6 tomorrow. Biomushy, your name is not coming up in the Google form response. Is there... Oh, under Thomas. Got it. Thomas, you are deck number 22. So there are like 10 in front of you. So we'll be getting to you tomorrow. Okay, all of that said, we're done doing Queen Lecture. You got work till 6 PST. Okay. Queen Lecture, you are deck number 41, so we may not even get to you tomorrow. We may not get to you until Tuesday. I'm gonna continue doing emergency streams every day until we get all of you settled. Okay, so all that said, Wumpus plus Gift of Doom. I don't think that materially changes how I feel about your deck, V-Gamer. It's definitely the like, okay, you keep your ping engine online instead of keeping Wumpus online, and then you continue to do Wumpus things. But overall, the deck does the same things that I expected you to do. It just keeps the engine alive longer. Unbanned Simian Spirit Guide. We are no longer accepting deck submissions right now. There will be another event in the future where we will take decks again. Darth Peggy, you're 47. Yeah, once you add lifelink to it, it's giga fucked up. It's absolutely heinous. So with all that said, I need to go for tonight. We're going to do the last random Smasher Pass from By Wolf Energy. Hell yes. Hell yes. And with that, I will see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. PST. Good night.